Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Eric and I am a stainless steel refret specialist based in Singapore. We are now in the fourth video of this four-part series where I share about the set-necked guitars that I own and which happen to have been refretted by myself. For those of you who are interested in bolt-on instruments, rest assured, you get plenty in episodes 9 and 10, where I'll be interviewing a very dear friend of mine and who happens to be my very first and most recurring refret customer. For more on that, please stay tuned to the channel. But for now, let's get into this guitar. The guitar I want to share today is this 2011 Gibson Les Paul Tribute 60s, which I have named Jessica. Jessica used to belong to a friend of mine, the Kelly Olafsson. So for those of you who have no idea, Kelly O is a Canadian gentleman who lived and worked in Singapore for over 2 decades, primarily in the advertising industry and then in the consulting space. Kelly O was also a huge part of the live music and blues scene here in Singapore, primarily through playing local venues with his band, the No Daddies, as well as hosting the Blues Jam at the now defunct Crazy Elephant on Sundays. So this was before COVID. So where does Jessica come into the picture? Well, prior to COVID, for a few years, Kelly had been using this guitar for live work, right? But at one point in time, brought it to Canada and just left it there. Around 2023, so a few years after COVID, Kelly and I started discussing about refretting his 1968 Gibson SG Junior. And I happened to be guessing for a Les Paul with P90s. So I knew he had this guitar in Canada, and apparently he had not been playing it much when he spent his holidays over there because it had developed a case of fret sprout. So we worked out a deal where I would get the guitar as part of the payment for the refret work on the 68 SG. With the deal struck, he handed me the SG before he went on one of his holidays to Canada, and by the time he returned with the Les Paul, I had the refret work on the SG mostly, if not completely done up. After taking over the guitar, I initially resisted the idea of refretting it. So much like the PRS McCarthy in my last video, there was nothing wrong beyond, the fret sprout, which I managed to sort out really easily, right? And to stave off the temptation to refret it, I opted to take out the original Gibson P90s for this pair of DiMarzio humbuckers. So what we have is a tone zone in the bridge position as well as a air Norton in the neck position, and as you can tell, they are basically the P90 shaped versions of those humbuckers. After the pickup modification was done, I kept the guitar in that configuration for quite a while, actually. However, much like what happened with the McCarthy, I had grown to really enjoy the feel of highly polished stainless steel frets on all my other guitars, right? Mainly how they felt under my fingers when playing. And the truth is, I did take some time and I put in a lot of deliberation, but eventually I did decide to make it happen, right? And this was mainly because I really wanted to experience the guitar with the new fretwork and to use it live for my band's Thin Lizzy tribute during St. Patrick's Day 2026. If you're interested, please click on the link below where you can watch the full set where I use this very guitar, okay, in that video. So that's the general backstory of Jessica. She's got this worn down finish, right, where the forearm rests on the lower bout, if you can see it. This was mainly due to the years of live work that Kelly O put into it, and for myself when I played it for the Thin Lizzy material with my band. The finish on the rest of the guitar also shows plenty of signs of wear. On the back of the neck, right, we see areas where the finish is starting to get worn down to the wood. There's also plenty of buckle rash all over the back of the guitar as well. But that's the whole point of a live instrument, isn't it? I know that Jessica was well loved by Kelly O. And indeed, prior to the refret, she had already exhibited a lovely resonance and has a lovely lightweight due to Gibson opting to include a weight relief routing for this particular model when it first came out. To date, the main mods to this guitar are the sealed Grover tuning machines, which Kelly O had installed when he held onto the guitar. There's of course the aforementioned pickup swap, right, and the corresponding refresh of the volume and tone knobs, as well as of course the capacitor. And when I meant the volume and tone knobs, I meant the volume and tone pots within the guitar. For the frets, I opted for some narrow but tall stainless steel frets, kind of equivalent to like a Dunlop 6150, right? And during the refret process, I opted to put in one very special detail, which is that you cannot see the fret tangs on the edge of the fingerboard. This detail was put in because of that aforementioned fret sprout that Kelly O experienced when the guitar was in Canada. For most of the time, what we experience as fret sprout is effectively the sharp edges of the fret tangs that stick out when the wood shrinks around it. So by trimming the fret tangs and making sure that they sit inside the fingerboard, right, I'm mitigating this issue up front. And lastly, I gave Jessica a brand new bone nut as well. So that's the backstory for Jessica, this 2011 Gibson Les Paul Tribute 60s model. She's one heck of a rock and blues machine, as I hope you will see on that St. Patrick's Day 2026 live set. Before I close off this video, I'd like to know, do you currently own a Les Paul? Whether it's a Gibson, Epiphone, or from any other brand, and do you like it in its stock form? If no, what mods are you planning for your guitar? Do share more in the comments below, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video and to hear me share about all the nerdy details. That's all I have. If you like this video, please consider to like this video as well as to subscribe to the channel. And of course, following me on Instagram at Roomfulofgear for all the behind the scenes stuff. That's all for today. My name is Eric. Stay savvy, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.